Can everybody hear me? Morning, y'all. I'm gonna keep giving a few more minutes for people to log in. So Maria, is that black coffee? Coffee with cream? How do you take it? Coffee with cream?
It's black.
Black.
Yeah, I don't like sugar or anything. Gives me heartburn. What about you?
What you're doing? No, there's 4 shots in this thing. I probably would have got 5 if I didn't have my heart.
Yeah, I tell my kids not to do that. Mm-hmm. Drink some tea.
I need the caffeine. There's not enough caffeine in tea. I'd have to drink like 6.5 gallons.
Well, yeah, you're probably used to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. It's 10:30. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. Sorry that you guys don't have Alondra. She's out under the weather, so it's just me today, but we're going to go over the how to make your own pre-listing packages. inside the PMZ system. I'm going to go through a couple things. I'm going to start with where to go to get it through PMZ Plus, and then we're going to go through where you would customize it. And then I'll have you, I've made one, and then we'll walk through a little bit of how you can change stuff and what we do. As always, if you have questions, I have the chat box up on my thing, so feel free to ask away also. Feel free to participate and talk in this with me. Sometimes I can ramble on, and I always like it when all of you are here hanging out with me, talking, doing our fun stuff. But let me get right to sharing my screen. Don't want to share to just one person, want to share to everybody. All right, can everybody see the pmz.com right there? Yes, okay, I see you guys on the side now. When we log into PMZ Plus, right down here at the bottom, we get to this section. Now there's a couple places that you can get to these presentations. One is underneath Agent Tools. There's the Client Presentation Creator right here, or inside Information or Marketing. There's also the Client Presentation Creator here. It's in multiple spots, takes you to the same place. So when we click on that, here we go. There's 3 spots here, right? Creating your own custom presentation. This is where anything that we go through today, if you'd like to change it, make it a little bit different, have different orders, or just upload your own stuff, you're gonna do it in this spot. I'm not gonna focus much on this create your custom presentation today. I'm gonna show you're available and how to edit them. So you have 3 pre-made ones that are all done, all inclusive CMA, quick CMA, it's less pages, and then the FSBO CMA if you're working on some of that. For your pre-listing package, now I know these say CMAs on it. I think the beauty of a pre-listing package is it's going to remove some doubt about who you are and what value you provide. Specifically for new agents, one of the biggest fears a lot have is that people are going to be like, oh, how long have you been doing this? Are you new? Do you know?
Good. She wants to, that wasn't the property. It was the one on.
Hold on, let me, Yesy, I'll meet you real fast. There we go. So one of the things that you want to be able to do is provide information that shows who and what you are. You work for the largest company in the area to do a ton of business. Feel free to include as many pages as you want in that, including you have letters from Mike and his family inside of this for you that I'll show you. This is something you want to have delivered before you go out there. It's really awkward if you have to talk about yourself in a really good light and say, oh, you know, I'm amazing at what I do. Just listen to me. When it's pre-printed, it's this expert from afar idea that says, look, it's in writing, it's here, it's on paper. This person has a professionalism and a value, and it removes some of that doubt. So you don't come off as conceited or egotistical. It just kind of works well. So that's this one. It has 30 plus pages. That's what we're going to walk through on here. But you can see, you can select any one of these. And once you name it, it creates a new template for you as you make each one. So obviously I made one for today that we'll go through that I'll show you. But just wanted to, and then it saves them also for 12 months. So if you make one, you want to go back and find out where it is, you always have access to it. Are there any questions on how I got here? Okay, moving on. Let me stop sharing this and start sharing this part. All right, so now everybody, can you see this, your real estate review 2022? For you Ninja-fied associates, you know that we're supposed to do 2 real estate reviews a week. So we've already pre-made the real estate review for you. So not only can you use this as a pre-listing presentation, but you can also use this to continue your Ninja journey with PMZ by dropping these off. Now in here, I didn't edit every single page. I want you to see what happens when you don't go through each page. And then I also prepared this, i.e. Alondra lives in my house, because this is for, I used my address and Alondra's name to show you what it looks like, because you get to enter your client's information. So obviously you can change this cover page, and I'll go through some of those pages for you. But I took this from Google Images. Obviously, I put my client as Alondra and the address that it was, and it's prepared by me. You can edit some of these sizes as well. So if something looks a little off to you, don't be afraid to make it more personal. That's the beautiful thing about this is you're preparing something for them. I prepared the whole 30 pages on a pre-listing presentation. It's 100% your call. I would recommend not putting a lot of economics or specific figures about the property in a pre-listing package, because you're not there to answer any questions or objections, and they get more time to start thinking, well, why would they put that in as a comparable? My house is so much better. I put them in here. I just want to let you know everything that's part of it. Again, this is customizable for you. Send what you want. This is a letter that you can pre-write to them. And then what's inside of this, you can choose all of it. All right. One of the reasons I say you have to go through this before you set it all up is if you don't go through each page and you send it over, for example, if you didn't do this, it would say, I'm supposed to list my experience and memberships, and they would see nothing underneath it. So if you don't have any, or you don't want to put your experience and memberships, don't put this page in there. If you have a bunch that you want to put, by all means. And you don't have to put your experience and memberships. If you want to put something else here, by all means, just change the page. You just want to make sure you know what's on each page before you send it to a client, because if they happen to read that one page and you haven't, and they ask you about it, it's not going to be very good optics. And right here, this is really what we're trying to do, is show our professionalism. Why use a realtor? Hopefully that's self-explanatory. Here's the letter from the Zagaris family about the history of the company. This is the kind of stuff that shows exactly like how enriched we are in this community, how ingrained we are. Most everybody knows who PMZ is, but sometimes it's really good, especially if we're going to be sending this to an out-of-town seller. If we get a call from a Bay Area client living in Pleasanton, Danville, anywhere in the East Bay that's coming over here, it's really good to be able to show them, hey, you may not have heard of us in Pleasanton, but we do everything here and everyone knows who we are. We're the best. So again, professionalism, removing doubt. Benefits of working with PMZ, commitment to you. This is the letter from Mike. Full service, all the stuff we have to help them. Marketing goals. General factors affecting the home sale, right? Again, these are tried and true. They don't change based on the market. The market, obviously, we have market conditions in here. Some of these papers are better in a slower market. Some are better in a hot market. I don't think I could stress any more than I already have.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yes, it is. I don't think I can stress any more that you want to make sure that it's stuff that you want to talk about and that you want to send to them. Who is that? So I could.
Oh my God.
So I could.
Oh my God.
So I could. So I could. There worked. Okay. That was fun. All right. Can everyone still hear me? There we go. So, marketing plan. I would actually recommend inside of this marketing plan, putting in specifics that you would do to market a home to help you out, removing some of the, put in some validity of specifics that you do that aren't as general as this, right? So if there's something that you do, let's say every single one of your properties gets drone photography, or all of your buyers get something specific, this is a good way to edit what you do that would separate you from everyone else. I believe it was the first day of the Ninja installation. We went over how to be remarkable. Marketing creates remarkability if you can put it in here. So make sure that we put in very specific how you are not like everyone else in your marketing plans. All of this stuff I think is really good, but again, you don't have to put in your CMA. I wanted to get to that. So I actually chose the CMA in this version to put in what it is. Now this is connected, our present the presentation creator is actually connected to the MLS that you have assigned in there. So it downloaded all the information of the property that we put this one out, which is this one right here, which would be Alondra's. Let me highlight that. Now I had it search, and we'll go through this together inside the creator, but you can choose what you want to have show up with bedrooms and bathrooms and square footage size. You can choose all the stuff as you want as comparables, whether they have pools or not. And then it pulls in the statistics and tells you, hey, the low sale was 659, the high was 850,000, what expired in the area. And it allows you to use this, and you get to choose if you want to tell them what you would list the house for or not. Again, showing you what's around the area, the expireds, and then it tells you, you get to put these in here, low of 750, high of 950, and then you can make any type of comments you want. All of this is editable for you. Think it's great. Are there any questions on any of this so far? I don't have my chat up. All right. Again, there's more charts. I think you can put too many of these inside of there. So don't be willing to be afraid to cut them out, but some of these are fun. And graphics, right? There are 4 personality types: the drivers, the influencers, the service support steady, and then the accuracy people. You have to have charts, graphs. We have to hit everything for everyone. Number one reason why I say you read it all is there's going to be people who are going to be the accuracy type that are going to check everything that you put in there. So spell check if you edit something, make sure that you're following along. These graphs and charts are really good for our high I personalities, our influencers, our socialites, the ones who want to have the conversations. We also cover in here all the stuff about PMZ.com, all the stuff of how they market the property, where everything else goes. So really good stuff. And now I'm going to show you where we can edit it. All right. So let's go to the all-inclusive CMA. So if you saw what I did there, hold on, let me redo that just so you can see. So if I'm choosing the all-inclusive CMA, it brings up all the pages that are inside of it. Now, what I like to do is you can go right here to the top where it says change document selection. Now let's just start with the introduction. There was 4 different introduction pages, right? So you can choose which one you want. So do you want this front cover to say real estate review or not? If not, you just click deselect and it's gone. Now all of these are selected. You can choose exactly which one you want, and then you just save it, right? So let's say I want this one. I'm not going to write about myself. I didn't do a cover letter, but I'll keep the introduction. Now I'll save it. So I selected 2 of the 4. Now, agent pages, 2 of the 23 have been selected. You can edit all of these. So for those of you who have won President's Club, Rising Star, right? You can select the pages that you want, top producer, for the years that you've done it, and put it in there. You can select that I'm a marketing professional, deselect the agent resume. If you don't want to have the realtor in there, you could deselect it. Or if you haven't written these yet, you need something real quick, just pick the why use a realtor one, right? And then move on. Company pages. Again, there's so many that you can choose. Do you want the MLS map? Do you want the MLS and associations to show how far we can market a property? It's very simple for you to go through and check which pages you want. And then property and pricing. When you're doing a pre-listing package, keep these general ones in there and deselect the CMA stuff. Deselect that. And then it is in Spanish as well. But deselect the ones that are very specific of CMA, because I don't want to have them see pricing yet because I'm not there to validate it. And then these are the marketing pages that you can choose. And when we save the selection, now we get to go to step 2, organize. So if you want to change the order of it, this is where we can do it. You just move a page where you want it to go. So let's say you're like, I don't want to do what's inside. Why use a realtor? Let's go straight to mission statement. I want Mike's letter next because I think they need to see him and understand that he's there as a commitment. Maybe start with him, company history. You can just move these around however you want to get it to where you want. Now, each one of these, you can make a pre-listing presentation. You can make the listing presentation. You can make a full CMA all the way through for out-of-town clients. And you can save each one of these so that next time you don't have to go through this whole process. You have it ready to go. You just need to go straight through to data entry, which is this part right here. When you click on your data entry part, you can choose what you want to do for your marketing plan promotion if you do any of these, right? I'm going to post it on social media. I'm going to send postcards. I'm adding it to my monthly newsletter. I send just listed to a database of potential buyers. We're going to post open houses on social media. We're going to hold open houses, professional photography, Facebook sponsored ads, whatever you want to do, you can choose it. You can select all if you want to. Sidebar, no charge for everyone in attendance. If you say you're going to do it, please do it. If you're not going to do professional photography, don't check it. If you're going to do professional photography, you can check it, right? So just make sure that if you check it, you're going to do it. You don't want to not be truthful. I need to go back. All right, now we can go to skip data entry. Let's call this one full CMA for fun. Now we're going to create it. And that gives us a chance to Tipsy Thursday it with some coffee. And there it is. That's how we all set it up. Oh, you guys can't see it because I didn't share it to you. Were there any questions on how we did that? All right. So I'll bring up that one we just did, which is, I believe, this one. Yep, so now I put Mike's letter first. So this is the new one that we just did. Now, I hope everybody gets to see a benefit on how this works and why you should set it up now. For all of us Ninja, and obviously the company, we really are gravitating towards getting Ninja in the hands of everybody. Creating this real estate review is really something you're supposed to do twice a week. So setting up the real estate review, doing it with a full CMA and getting it to 2 clients, just driving out to their house, doing a quick pop by. I believe it's around page, I want to say about 162, plus or minus 150 pages because I don't have it memorized. But in the installation book that they gave us, there's 2 real estate reviews in the Ninja 9. Around that page mark, it tells you basically what to say when you go to the clients to drop these off. So in your sphere of influence that we first started preaching in the first week of January, and we covered the entire CRM and the database management and these Tipsy Thursdays. I think we did CMAs all the way through December and the beginning of January. Now we're telling you, hey, this is a pre-listing package, but it's also your real estate reviews. If you're going to go meet with those clients, what are you going to say to them? How are you going to say it? Well, we've already created the presentation for you. All you really have to do is just insert their information, take the template that you created and print it out for 2 clients a week, do the pop by, say hi, ask them how they're doing, ask your forward questions. And when now that's done, then this is how you're going to start building your business a little bit more. It's pretty self-explanatory. I know I talk fast. Did anybody miss anything on there? Does anybody have a question on how to use it? I have a question,
Nick.
Yes, Isom, go ahead.
Can we mail it rather than just popping by someone's house?
Well, yeah, you could do anything. I just think the pop by is part of the connection with the clients, but obviously I know we have to be sensitive with certain things that are going on. And there are clients, like if I have a client who lives a couple hours away, I'm not just going to randomly show up with a real estate review because that would make me look creepy. So I would mail those, just print it out, put it in a nice envelope, write a handwritten card, tell them that you miss them.
Yeah, I was thinking about, just reaching out to people who are not clients. Maybe someone who had an expired listing some time ago, is some other people that have off-market properties that you just want to reach out to.
Yeah.
And just do a CMA and just mail it to them.
I think that's a good way. Also, if you use the valuation, and I don't know if I'll be able to cover this on a future Tipsy Thursday, but we have valuation site inside of your PMZ website. I think it'd be really cool, instead of sending them a full CMA ISIM, is going on our QR code creator, right? We have custom QR codes. Have it do a QR code for your valuation site on your website, and then have just a white piece of paper that says, you may have more equity than you think. Scan this with your phone to find out how much you have. They take their camera, they scan it, they enter their address. You now have a lead of somebody who was interested in what you sent out. And then you could follow up with them and say, hey, I know you scanned it. Here's your custom CMA package. By the way, my name's Isam, and I can't wait to meet you in person. This way that you get that lead address and you're not randomly printing out 50 pages or 30 pages for people who may just throw it in the trash. You're sending them one page with a QR code that says, your home may have more equity than you've ever thought. Or you could even tease them a little bit more. Since you're in Stockton, you can say, I think there's 17 zip codes in Stockton. Don't quote me on that. But you could say, Stockton has 17 zip codes. 3 zip codes had 20% appreciation. Scan this to see if your home is in one of those zip codes. Again, you have to run your own stats. I'm just trying to give you a marketing ploy here. And then when they scan that QR code, they enter their address in your valuation site from your PMZ website. And then you now have a lead to say, hey, you were in one of those 3 zip codes. Now let me tell you exactly how much equity you may have. Here's a full CMA that I sent to you. Can't wait to meet you in person. Or on those, because they may be a hot lead because they want to find out, that's when you might be able to drop by, leave on their porch, say, hey, thank you so much for visiting my website. Wanted to let you know that you were in those zip codes. Here you go. Here's some information. I think that's a great marketing idea.
Great, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Anyone else? Any other questions? Yes, go ahead, Maria.
So where do I get the code?
Let me
On
share
the
my
website,
screen.
on my website?
So if you want a QR code, inside of PMZ Plus, right? Agent tools, I think it's in generate QR codes. So if you wish to generate your own QR code, please provide the full web URL. Do you see this right here that I'm highlighting on the bottom?
Yes.
So what I would do is here, I'm going to show you how to make mine real fast.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, please. Thank you.
So my PMZ website is my name, ncameron.pmz.com. So as it loads up, I'm going to go right to my home valuation. Maybe. I don't have a lot of patience. So you see, this is what's your home worth right here. Check market values. Up here at the top, I just highlighted homevalue.pmz.com/ncameron. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to QR code right here. I'm going to click paste, right? So there's my new QR code. Now I'm going to download it. So I'm going to share my QR code with you guys. Hold on a second. So if you want to do me a favor, there's a QR code on the screen for everybody, right? So now take out your cell phone. I'll do mine as I'm going to break it. If you pull up your camera, right? You should just put your camera over it and it says go where you're going to go. And it should take you to the home valuation page for me so that you can enter your address now. Do you see that? I'm going to put it in the camera. So that little QR code just sent my cell phone there. So on your marketing, on that white piece of paper, you can say, you know, like I did that teasing one for Stockton for ISOM. That'd be a great one, right? So let's say I'm going to send something to a specific neighborhood. For those of you know, like that CMA I did for Alondra is a neighborhood called River Heights in Riverbank. You can send out just a white piece of paper to everybody in River Heights to say, you know, River Heights is an exclusive neighborhood in Riverbank. Yeah, find out how much equity you gained in the last 12 months by scanning this with your cell phone camera, right? Obviously, some people are going to be freaked out with privacy because they don't know how QR codes work. They probably weren't going to work with me anyway. I'm looking for the ones who scan it. They type in their address, and then the moment you type in an address, I'm going to get that lead. So let's say somebody said right here, it says type in your address. So I'm going to type in the address that I just did for Alondra, which is mine. Right? So I typed in the address that we just did. I'm going to search it. And then it pops up with the property information on it, and it lets them edit it. But inside my CMA now, I'm going to have, or my CRM, I'm going to have a lead of somebody entering this address. So now I have a new prospective possible client. It's up to me to execute what I'm supposed to do. So that would be a marketing thing there, Maria.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And then if, by the way, so you can see, if they scroll down when they enter the address, it gave 3 different pricing options. So it gave them the Zillow price because everyone wonders what Zillow says. It gave them the public data one saying that it's worth $823,000. And then the home valuation website really doesn't like my house. They said it's $665. But then as a seller, right now I got 3 conflicting numbers, and this is all estimated. If I want more, get monthly updates, they can sign up, or, you know, confused, contact Nick. What's the condition of the property? Am I the owner? It gives a bunch of options. This is all free for you guys to use. Take advantage of it. Use that QR code generator. I think we've moved as an industry from merchandising to marketing. And when we keep merchandising, when we share too much about properties, when we send too much information, we give them the ability to say no to us. We give them the ability to not have to reach out to us. So in marketing, less is more. The more I can tease them, the more that I could get their curiosity piqued, the more that I can make them want to say, what is that? I need to know more, the better. So I think it's less is more in the terms of marketing. We're not merchandising yet. I'll be merchandising when they've committed to work with me. Then I'm going to give them a lot of information. But now I'm in the teasing frame. I want them to, when we're talking lead generation.
Hey, Nick, I have a question. So go
Yes.
back to when you follow up, once they looked up the address, is it an email that we get, or you said you follow up on your CRM?
Yeah. So let me go to my CRM now. Boopity.
Thank you.
I'll go there. I'm trying to pull it up for you real quick. And we may do this next week with Alondra since I completely open, or in the next one, since I completely open it up. But when inside, you're going to get an accepted, and I'm already in my system, but let me share. So inside, you're going to have leads that you get to manage, and you'll accept, you'll get visitors from it, right? So if I go to my buy side, where did you go? You get a chance to accept it. And then if you don't accept it, obviously you reject it, it'll go to somebody else, but you have a chance to do it. I'm already inside here, but when they put their information in, it'll come in as a lead. And this is from, if you're back on the PMZ website, you click this middle login button. And then I'm already logged in, and then I'm already a contact in here. I'm not a new lead to myself, but you would accept it under new leads. Did that help you, Lourdes?
It did, thank you. So you pretty much, you go on there every day and you check that?
You'll also, when they fully come in as a new lead, you'll get text messages and emails depending how you have your settings set up inside the PMZ system. So when you go back to this, when you're inside here, go to your settings.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can forward your leads to other agents. You can choose like consumers do not need to register to see listing details. You can make them change, like you get to change your settings, client numbers required. Like you can, does that make sense? You can choose how your settings show up inside of here. And then if you need anything, there's some training materials and resources to help you out with this.
Awesome.
So, and we'll cover this too. So if this is something you really want Alondra and I to dive into, we can really obviously add these to our Tipsy Thursdays coming forward.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. We are at 11 o'clock. Does anyone have any questions before we go and enjoy the rest of our wonderful Thursday? All right. Well, thank you all for joining me today. And I hope you have an amazing week.
Thanks, Nick. You too.
You too. Thank you, Nick. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everyone.